everybody. My name is Christina Aldan, and today we're talking about do-it-yourself SEO, laying your own groundwork. My name, as he said, is Christina Aldan, and I'm the lucky girl because I believe that we can all create our own luck, and that's what I help my clients do. Our hashtags today are I am a good mix and Imagine Magento. So what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization, and we're going to talk about why it's important. All of these components are important for SEO. Oftentimes people will come to me and they'll say, Christina, I just need to learn how to do some keywords and some of that SEO stuff. And I go, okay, great. So how are you funneling your traffic? And they go, huh? And they go, Christina, I want some SEO. We just need to put on some keywords, and we need to have more sales. And I go, okay, terrific. Well, what's your traffic look like right now? And they go, huh? So all of these components are really, really important in every single marketing campaign to have a successful SEO campaign. It has to be mobile friendly. So whatever kind of materials you're putting out there, all your content should be able to work on every single device. And a lot of people will say, oh, but that's just design. But that's SEO too. Yes, you're shaking your head. You get it. UI, UX, your user interface and the user experience. I'm doing a session at Bar Camp about user experience tomorrow night. User experience creates life experience. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Linking. What kind of links do you have? Sometimes people, and this worked back in the 90s, sometimes people will stuff a whole bunch of links onto their pages, and they think, oh, this is great, our SEO is going to be really good now, right? But Google doesn't like that. In fact, Google will penalize you for doing that. Yep, you know, you're shaking your head. Google will penalize you for doing that because they want quality links that are relevant. It's very, very important. Your speed is included in SEO. A lot of people don't know that, but your speed is also taken into account. And of course, your traffic, your analytics, how you're measuring everything, your tools, the dashboard for your analytics. Some people will have, there are a lot of different kinds of software out there, like HubSpot or other things like that, and that provides a dashboard for you. And then your conversion goals. Conversion goals are very important because people go, oh, Christina, I don't know about my SEO. I'm not quite sure. It doesn't seem like our phone's ringing or we're getting sales. And I say, well, what exactly is your conversion goal? Is the goal to have people enter their email address? Is the goal to sell more widgets? It's really, really important to understand all of these components for SEO. And let's talk about what it isn't. It's not search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is a component of SEO. So when we talk about search engine marketing, we're talking about anything that's pay to play. Pay-per-click ads, Facebook ads, all of those kinds of things. So it's a component of SEO. And why is it important? You gotta get more eyes on your stuff. You have to increase your web traffic if you're going to increase your chances to sell widgets. And I love this image here. You know, it talks about how you're funneling everything down into your conversion goals. So it starts with creative content. SEO works in conjunction with all of these other things. So it starts with creative content. Your content has to be optimized. It has to be clever. It has to be adding value to your audience. And then once you have that creative content, you have to optimize it. Search engine optimization, that's the next step. And the final step there is the data analysis. How are you looking at the numbers? How are you looking at the data? And how are you leveraging your connections to get those conversion goals? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, right? So here are some products that can improve SEO. And here is how you can improve SEO with your products. And here are the benefits of using your SEO data in your products. I love this quote here by Jeff Eisenberg. Traffic is great, but conversions are better. It's really important to understand that it's much easier to double your business by doubling your conversion rate than by doubling your traffic. Remember when Facebook first came out and people were like, oh, this is gonna be great for advertising. We're just gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of likes. And people used to buy a whole bunch of likes. And the likes are great if you just want a whole bunch of likes, but that doesn't convert into sales, and that doesn't convert into your bottom line. So the role of product data. For all of your products in your Magento software, is anyone familiar with this screen? Have you seen this screen before? Okay, all right, about half the room. Yeah, you're working with your software directly. So this screen is a very, very simplified version right now, but this is where your title, your keywords, and your description go for your products. Every single one of these fields should be filled out for every single one of your products, and it should all be unique. It should be very, very unique. It shouldn't be copied from the manufacturer. We'll talk about that a little bit later. It shouldn't be copied from anything else because you want your unique product data to come up in those search engine results if somebody Googles any of your keywords, your description, or your title. Very, very important. And also the URLs and the product reviews as well. Very important when you're adding products into your Magento website. And the benefits, it's going to be easier for users to share your products because you're going to have all that information in there. If I recommend a restaurant to somebody and I say, hey, I had the best tacos, you all have to go, and I post that up on Facebook, then it really doesn't give people a whole lot of information, right? But, hey, everybody, I just had the best tacos. You have to go. They're open from 8 to 6 on Monday through Friday, and they have this great parking, and here's their website, and go eat there right now. This is the name of the best place in town for tacos. That helps people relate to it. It helps resonate with them. Maybe there's going to be a certain touch point in there that maybe it's in their neighborhood, or they just like the clever name. But whatever that is, it gives the user more information so they can share your products a lot better and a lot easier. It's important also to be able to sort product categories. Has anyone reached a website before? This makes me crazy. You go to a website and it's huge. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of products. And when I just want to find that one specific thing, there's no search bar in there. There's no way to sort for the products. Or you find things and you can only sort just by date. Really? You mean you have a blog with 4,000 posts and the only way that I can go through to find the exact post that I want is to search through 4,000 blog posts? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to bounce. I'm leaving your website. Sorry. So it makes it really easy for people to learn about your products if you give them all the information that they need to buy it. Make it as easy as possible so they don't have to think about it. So here are the 9 deadly sins of e-commerce. Some of you are doing these things. We're in Sin City. You're committing these sins. You already know it. I already know it. I don't even have to ask. Some of you guys are already doing this stuff. So let's get into it right now because I'm going to help you work through all of this. So, okay, look, user experience. Some of you, your websites, the user experience is unpleasant. So if you look at these 4 components, and if we take the Imagine 2016 website as an example, it meets every single one of these goals, every single one for the UX. UX creates life experience. If I have to think about it, it takes me out of the experience. But if you make the process so clean and so smooth that you're just funneling people down, down, down to your conversion goals, it creates an experience that's very pleasant, and I'm going to be much more likely to come back to your website. Does that make sense? So make sure you have a clear call to action. What's the call to action here on the website? That's right, register now. And then just in case you missed that one, then go ahead and enter your email right here. What about the functionality? Is it mobile friendly? Yes, it is. What about the design? Is the design attractive? Absolutely. All the graphics and the colors for Imagine 2016 are gorgeous this year. Is it emotive? How does the user feel after engaging with your brand? Well, for this, the colors are very energetic, right? Very positive, very motivated. You can see people active in the back. I want to sign up for that conference. So it's really, really important to understand your user experience and what the user is feeling, and is it inspiring them into action. Number 2, you have a lack of keywords in your URLs. Your URLs look something like the one on the bottom there, cdn07.mydomain.cc. Listen, nobody's finding that product. I'm sorry to tell you. Nobody is finding that product. It's really, really important to make sure that your URLs, your categories, everything that you enter into Magento for that slug is going to be very, very clear. Puppies adorably confused by rainbow. Done. I am clicking that link. I want to see puppies. I want to see rainbows. You are making my day with that one, right? So that's awesome. One on the bottom, no puppies, no rainbows. I'm going to bounce. So it's really, really important to understand how your keywords are fitting into your URLs. And when you enter those slugs into Magento, make sure you're thinking about that. Number 3. Are your titles unique? Some of you are doing this. These are your titles right here, 1, 2, 3. These are how they pop up in Google. And it's really, really important that you are looking at all of those titles and that your keywords are in there, your product data is in there, and you want to be as specific as possible, as unique as possible. I don't want to see all puppies. I just want to see the one with the rainbow, right? So it's really, really important to make sure that you have unique titles when you create your products. Some of your websites are missing product descriptions. I know it. I know it. So this is a perfect example of a full product description right here. The details, all of the specs, the details about your shippings and returns, and listen, these descriptions should be unique. These descriptions should include your keywords. They should inspire people into action. So make sure that you have a really good content editor, a good, clever writer on your team who's going to be able to help you enter these product descriptions in a way that is optimized for your website, and it shows up in the search engine results in a way that's favorable to you. Copying manufacturer descriptions. So I do a lot, I buy a lot of these like massagers. Does anybody else buy a lot of massager thingies and, you know, health things? And I work a lot at my desk. I'm at my computer a lot. So I ordered this awesome book with some massage balls. Okay, cool, I'm gonna get and I read the description, very clearly says, here's the book, here are the 2 massage balls, that's great. And I got it, and all I got was the book. And I was so confused. I was like, I don't understand. And then I realized they had copied the manufacturer's description exactly, inputted it into their own, and then that's what they were selling. But they were really only selling the book. They weren't even selling the awesome massage balls, which is what I needed. So then I was even more stressed because they didn't come. But you know, it's really, really important for you to not copy the manufacturer descriptions directly. In fact, Google will penalize you for that. So you have to have unique content, unique descriptions, and it's definitely worth it to get a good content writer on board on your team to help you with that so that your search engine results are amplified. Number 6. You're lacking testimonials. There are a lot of ways to collect testimonials for your Magento website. On Magento specifically, you can enter testimonials and reviews. You could do it on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of these, and also, you know, different ways to have people tell stories of maybe how they use the products. Maybe you have a blog post that features people using your products all over the world. You run a campaign for how are you using our products, or send us a picture using our widget at the top of Mount Everest or on your next vacation or wherever. You can write some kind of a contest. Use our product in the most extreme way, send us a photo. And all of those things help. Because again, you're really, really trying to create a life experience with your users so they become loyal, so they engage with your brand, and they really get excited about using your products. If you make it as easy as possible for them, then they're gonna wanna come back. And if they're part of your community because they're leaving you testimonials and reviews, then those are the people that you know you can target for your next product, for your next upgrade, for your next whatever. But now you have a working database of people who have proven that they're going to engage with your brand, and they're excited about it. And then it also gives you an opportunity to connect with the people who are not excited about your brand. And this is important data too. It's very, very important feedback, probably even more important than the positive testimonials, right? Because if your widget breaks after 10 uses, then you're going to need to know that and get back down to R&D and figure out a new way to manufacture that widget. So testimonials are really, really important, and I see this neglected often because people are too excited to get up the widget, the picture, the price, and then just copy the manufacturer description and walk away. But the testimonials are really important because while you're not there, these testimonials serve as an evangelist for your products, right? And it's automated. And the conversation is already happening online, whether or not you participate in it. So wouldn't you want to be actively driving that conversation? It's just good business. I looked at this study at Bazaar Voice. I thought this was really important. They say that 54% of online buyers read reviews before making a purchase. Over half of your buyers are going to cyberstalk your products before they decide to buy. And that is a lot different than in-person purchase people because they're only at 39%. So what we know is that online buyers like to educate themselves. They're smart. They like the information. And so you need to give them as much information as possible so they connect with your product and they buy it instantly. If you're not giving them any information, then they're left to their own devices. Or guess what they're going to do? They're going to go research your competitor who has all of their product data, all of their descriptions, all of their testimonials, and they're going to buy their widget instead. 82% of shoppers, they use their smartphones in the stores to look at products, pricing, and reviews. So even while they're in the store, they'll use their smartphone. You're Macy's and you want to buy a cute dress? I'm going to see where that dress might be elsewhere. I'm going to look at reviews. I'm going to look at product descriptions. And if I'm looking at a guest dress and it's red and it has a special form, and I type all that in, and on the internet I get red guest dress, that's what I'm going to buy. If I'm on the internet and I type in red guest dress and nothing comes up because nobody has entered in any SEO data for that dress, then guess what? You just lost that sale. So it's really, really important to be able to educate any of your buyers, any of your consumers at all the touch points, as many touch points as possible, because some people are testimonials people. Some people are researchers. Some people, they just want to go for color. But you need to make sure that you're touching them at every single one of those touch points, all of those opportunities, because a little over here, a little over here, a little over here adds up to a lot. For every dollar of online revenue that's influenced by reviews, it's multiplied offline 4 or 5 times. So it's really, really important to make sure you have those product reviews in there, both for your offline and online sales. Number 7, I get this a lot. Somebody will come to me with their website and they'll say, I don't understand. We paid somebody $3,000 for SEO, how come we're not getting any sales? We have some perfect keywords. This is great. We populated them into all of our blogs, all of the optimization, we got links, and then say, okay, that's great, but nobody is Googling classic 5-element acupuncture. And so it's really, really important for you to know your audience, understand your audience, and know the colloquial terms that they're going to use. Buy, sell. That's a lot more relatable than exchange or purchase. Be very, very specific. Use descriptive terms as well. Free, upscale, cheap. What are people searching when they type online? Best plumber in Vegas, right? You have to think about those types of keywords instead of putting the ones that you think are going to work just to describe the product. Classical 5-element acupuncture Las Vegas is just way too much. Nobody's Googling that. No canonical data is set. You know, this is really important. If you're the originator of your content, you have to have this tag. I'm just going to say that again. If you are the originator of your content, every single person in this room has to have this tag, because otherwise Google's going to penalize you for not being the originator and for using somebody else's information. Then you're just plagiarizing. So it's really, really important to say, I'm the authority on this. This is what this tag does. It says, I am the authority. This is my original content. And then everybody else who duplicates it or copies it or whatever, doesn't even matter. Let Google deal with them. I am the originator of this content. And this tag is very, very important. And I know a lot of you aren't using this. And here's the last one. This one is also very, very important. Everybody's talking about videos lately. Images and videos are so important, and Magento makes it easy. So all you have to do is when you're entering in your SEO data, you simply upload an image. Uploading images of people using your product is even more powerful than just the product. Because again, we're thinking about experiences, and people have to be able to envision and imagine themselves using that product. So if you're using videos, the videos serve, the photos serve as testimonials of other people using your product. And what we know is that our mind processes images nanoseconds faster than reading words, right? So I love this quote here. As of now, if you have an SEO strategy that doesn't include YouTube, you're doing it wrong. And that was back in 2014. It's 2016. Everybody in this room should have a YouTube channel, and you should be embedding those images, those videos, and you should be making sure that all of those images entered into every single product. And I mean every single product. And then all of the SEO for those products should be unique as well, because screen readers for people who may have issues with hearing, or people who are on devices who have other issues with their senses. It's incredibly important for you to have that unique product data in your SEO, because otherwise people won't be able to find your stuff. And people who are, if you have a website that's not accessible, Google is penalizing you for that as well, because it's not accessible to everybody with their senses, with their different devices. And there are plenty of tools out there to run through, is my website accessible? There's plenty of websites out there where you can, free tools where you can check that out and see, where are we failing? Are our tags unique? Do we have alt tags that are unique on every single image? And if you think about it, Google owns YouTube, right? So if Google's the #1 search engine in the world, then YouTube is the #2 search engine for all things interweb. So it's really, really important. And when we don't have a whole lot of time today to get into it, but every single video on your YouTube channel, it should have the transcript. It's a lot of time, I know. Get a good content writer. But you should have a transcript on every single video. You should have quality backlinks in that description on every single video, and different ones. So for example, if your product is about, let's say it's a ball, and you got a video of kids playing with a ball in the pool, it's really, really important for you to have a transcript. It's important to have your information, your company information, phone, email, website, and then it's important to have links on your YouTube channel under the video to high-ranking websites that support that content. The best rubber ball maker in the world, how to play games with rubber, whatever that is, you should have those high-quality links on every single YouTube video. And I'm going to give you one more little golden nugget today that I don't really tell my clients, but it always works because I increase their SEO on YouTube. It's really, really important for you to create a made-up word. A made-up word on every single YouTube video. Let me tell you what that does. YouTube has, I think it's a new video every 2 seconds that's uploaded. So if you have a YouTube channel, how is yours going to stand out? How are your videos possibly going to stand out when somebody is adding a new video every 2 seconds? It blows my mind, but because I don't like doing videos, I guess maybe that's why. But it blows my mind that every 2 seconds somebody is uploading something to YouTube. If you have a word, a made-up word that nobody in the entire interwebs is going to think about, put numbers in it, make it gobbledygook, guess what's going to happen? On every single one of your videos, you're tagging all of your videos, right? And so then, when I type in lucky girl, Christina Aldan, and you know that nice little right sidebar on the side, where they always feed you, oh, here's some new suggested videos that I think you'll like? Guess what? Everything Lucky Girl Designs, Christina Aldan is going to come up and feed on that right side, instead of my competitors, because of that gobbledygook word. So it's a beautiful, beautiful way. It's simple, it's fast, it's free, you're welcome. The next one, it increases your click-through rate. If you have images and videos, it's going to increase your click-through rate. Research over and over, I mean, it's undisputed. Absolutely, that's just the facts, and you guys need to really understand this quickly and get it implemented, because next year, it's going to be something different. Next year, it's going to be live stream video. Live stream video is already really, really building, but we don't have time to get into that today. So SEO in action, what does it look like? How do you do it? We're going to do a little bit of a high-level information here. So if anyone has any questions that are a little more technical after or whatever, we can answer questions, no problem. But we're going to talk about the best keyword phrases to use, how to do that, how to manage your categories, that's those URL slugs we were talking about earlier, adding product metadata in Magento, and remember, images need love too. So here we go. Determine the best keyword phrases. It's really important for you to use niche keywords, those long tail. Does anybody know what I mean here when I say long tail? Does any? Okay, just a few people. So, you know, long tail phrases, that's those very, very specific phrases, as opposed to, let's see, we could do digital advertising. Or we could do LG Designs, digital advertising Las Vegas, and that's a lot more specific. And regionally, I'm going to rank faster than if I just try to use keywords like digital advertising, because it's way too broad. And if I'm competing with 8 billion other websites, I'm not going to have very good results. So those long tail phrases are really important, and considering your geolocation as well is important. So putting in Las Vegas, and then expanding out into Nevada, and then the Southwest region, and then the US, and then the world. So you have to think about what your competitors are using too. I do this all the time. I cyberstalk people. It's the first few things that I ask people when I get a new client. I say, okay, who are your top 3 competitors? And then I go cyberstalk them. I look at all their code. What are they ranking for? And then I take those words and I bump them out. Later. Bye. It's very simple. what Google ads are pop up when you type keyword phrases. This is also a good way to look at keyword phrases and how you're going to choose your keyword phrases. And it's not perfect, but it gives you an idea of what people are paying for, what keyword phrases people are paying for. And now with that new Google, the way they changed up the ads and took off the sidebar, I don't know, I don't love Google ads at the moment. That makes it a lot harder for all of us marketers, so I'm not so excited about them. Facebook Open Graph is another fantastic tool. HubSpot, Keyword Grader, Google Keyword Planner, WordStream. These are all excellent tools that you can use. Some of them are free to a certain extent, and you can really get some good keyword phrases in here. Managing your URL slug. So if you go to Catalog and manage your categories, you can set your default category and then add all these subcategories. And that's where you get that URL. Remember, rainbows and puppies, right? That's where you get that very specific URL slug that incorporates your keyword phrases, and people are going to be able to find your content. They're going to be able to find your products a lot easier. It's very easy. It's got the WYSIWYG editor there. You can upload images. This is the screen where you upload your images. And then, of course, make sure you add all your SEO data, your keywords, your titles, everything. And then this is how you enter that metadata. You add a product. You can assign your attribute. And then every single one of these, the red asterisks, they have to be completed. So even if we're using just the most basic information, that's the most basic information. And make sure that, of course, the status is enabled so your product goes live. And images need love, too. It's really important to be able to upload these images and enter all the SEO data. If you're just entering images and you're not entering SEO data, you're hurting yourself because Google is penalizing you for not having it. You're not accessible to people who have sensory issues. You are not sharing the information to make sure that you have unique IDs and alt tags, and Google is going to penalize you for it, so you may as well just not even upload an image at all. Actually, you're making it worse just by uploading just an image with no SEO data. Cool, so, if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. That's what we talk about in marketing and advertising. It's really, really important to be able to measure your results so you know where you're going. Remember, we talked about those conversion goals and setting those up. It's important to understand what your goals are and are you meeting them and how. The data is where it's at. I love Gary Vaynerchuk. Content is king, but marketing is queen. And it runs the household. So it's really important. Marketing is data analysis. And if you're not analyzing it, then you're probably not getting the results that you want. So remember this at the beginning, this slide at the beginning of the presentation. We're always, always, always funneling towards those conversion goals. You got to funnel towards your bottom line, the money, right? So the creative content, filed in after that, we're going to put in the SEO, and after that comes the data analysis. And so here are the tools that you can use for data analysis. There are a few different things here listed. Google Analytics, you all probably are familiar with that one. Making sure you have your KPIs set. You have a discussion so you know you're meeting your goals or you're not, and what can we do. I just had a website come back just yesterday, actually. They're getting a really high bounce rate, and we were trying to figure out why that is. Which pages are people bouncing? And what's the difference between the percent that they're exiting, and then what is the difference between how much time they're staying on the page, and are those pages just landing pages? Because a high conversion, a high bounce rate for just landing pages is okay, because people are coming to your landing page just to read and then do the thing and they bounce. That's okay. I'm totally fine with that. In this case, her website, it is for an esthetician in Beverly Hills, plastic surgeon, and they have a lot of photos. They have a photo gallery. And so people are looking at the photos, they're looking at the gallery, and then they're bouncing. So with her, what we're going to do is we're going to add another call to action even on the gallery pages, because people are exiting the website and we don't want to lose them once they look at photos. Facebook has analytics. Twitter ads have analytics. Google Webmaster Tools is a great tool to use. And then I love Moz and HubSpot. In fact, I just sent somebody to Moz and HubSpot this morning who was looking for some resources for marketing analysis. But this is what this is a screenshot of Facebook for one of my clients, Racing Optics. And so, you can analyze this data. You can see exactly how many people have engaged. You can promote the highest ones. I think we had 5.4 thousand on that top one right there. You can see the times of day, and then you can optimize your content, your posting, your marketing strategy for all of that. And we use all of these tools. We don't use just one.
Thank you, everybody. Please give a round of applause.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you.